So a while back, I'm rolling up on my second year of uni, right? And first year was chill. We met some people, but mainly I kept to myself. I chilled out. It was nice. It was calm, but I was on some solo stuff. Guts type stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So we come into second year, and I can't lie. I spent the first year on the grind. I was just focused. I was chilling by myself. It was calm, but it was beautiful summer. And then second year was about, but I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to actually meet people and hang out. So year starts, and societies pop up. I go to a few. I go to this. I go to that. And I see this weird post on the wall. I'm looking at it, and it's this art group. Well, an arts group. You know what I mean? It's like a drama society, something like that. And I see it, right? And they're talking about some audition tape, right? I'm just like, because back then, now I do it without half a heartbeat, but back then I just couldn't be asked. So I sent in an application, but never actually sent an audition tape or showed up to the auditions. And I'm thinking, yeah, sure, passed it by. And then I get an email a few weeks later, and I'm thinking, yeah, sure. They're talking about coming to rehearsal, this and that. And it's like a singing group. So I come in, a bunch of weirdos. You know how it is. It's just how our groups are. But it's really chill thing. You know what I mean? Oh, we're talking. I'm talking to these people, and we're chilling, and all this and that. I don't really bond with nobody, but I do meet some interesting people. All things considered. I keep going for a while. Now, eventually down the line, I meet who is essentially the president of the society, and we're talking. Well, we're talking, right? We're talking, and they're kind of weird. For a while, I'd have conversations with people, and it'd be that weird thing, right? When you're talking to a person, right, and somehow they never talk directly to you in the conversation, even if it's like just three people there, and it was very weird. Like, I thought it was noticeably weird, right? Like, I'll go to person A, yo, what kind of movie you like? And then they'll respond, and then B will respond. It's weird. It's just a bit weird, right? Like, it doesn't, it's strange, okay? But, I don't think nothing of it, but I can't lie. It seemed a bit passive-aggressive, if you ask me, but, hey, move on, you live, you go, proceed forward. Don't worry about it. Right, so I'm chilling for a few weeks, and they start hosting these after sessions, right? And I go to those, and we start talking, we start chilling. I start talking to everybody there, and it's just the classic semantics of how you make friends. It's there and there. So the president of this is this woman like a few years older than me, because I was like 19 at the time. They're like 23. This will be important later. I'll tell you all about it, right? So we're talking, and eventually we actually do start to get in chatting. And we're chatting, we're talking about some nice stuff. It's a good conversation. It's not like mind blowing, but we're chilling. Right, and eventually I'm chilling at home. Just I'm doing whatever I do. I was watching a movie, but I got that beautiful TV. Nevertheless, moving on. So I get a text on my phone saying, dude, House is such a dickhead, right? I'm thinking, well, yeah, I know House, but I've never mentioned this before. And they're just like, that's strange. And I'm like, who this? Yes, okay, and it's her, right? And then, well, we get to chatting, right? And yeah, we're having conversations, but it's the usual games you play. You know what I mean? It's just how you have a conversation. We're chatting, we're texting, all this and that, and I start texting them every day. Further down the line, we start hanging out, this and that, right? And everything's going smooth. You know what I mean? I don't think much of it. We were hanging out. It's part of a friend group kind of formed. All things work, right? And now I'm friends with this person. I want to describe him. Let me think. I know. Look, you'll know them. Anyways, so I'm talking to them, right? And then eventually we start hanging out, right? And it's nothing, it's just chill, right? So there's this metal group, right? I have this friend that does metal, our old friend, he does like these metal performances, right? So he says, hey, come down to one of them. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'd like to go. And then I mention it to them, and they're saying, so when are we going, right? And I'm thinking, we? I don't speak French. But nonetheless, I thought it was a bit weird, like you could have asked first, but like, yeah, sure, we went down there, and it was a fun time. But we encountered this guy, right? And all things considered, he was a bit of a weirdo, right? He was a bit weird, right? But I don't think he was necessarily ill-hearted, He's not someone I'd be like, yo, that guy, straight dickhead. On account of further interactions. So we come down, right? And they're talking about this, right? They're having this conversation, right? And I'm talking to my friend and all his friends who I've never met before, and smoking weed in the back rooms. It was chill. It was a really chill experience, right? And we encountered this one guy, right? This one guy, long trench coat, long grey trench coat, kind of thick accent, old hat, looking straight out of the 80s. 80s? Well, I'm even closer to 30s, to be honest, but looking straight out of the 30s. And he's talking, right, and they're talking about music, because music nerds be talking about music. And this my friend, she's this trained singer, right? So everybody's looking at her and all like, oh my god, look at you professional, right? And hey boy, what can I say? I was repping out, but my friend's wicked smart, right? And then they're talking to this one guy, the guy in the trench coat, right? And he's acting weird. He's just a bit weird, right? And he's like, sing to me, my beautiful blossom, right? And there's nothing about that. And I'll ask her, hey, do you want to grab some food, as a way of saying, let's get the fuck out of here, man. This guy weird as shit. Like, because he's like, beautiful, like, god damn, bro, shit. And I'm thinking, very weird. And I'm like, hey, do you want to get out of here, right? And then they're like, no. And I'm thinking, well, if you're buying into that, bro, you do you. Cause sure. And then eventually we go to the concert, and then all this happens. We chillax, and we go out, and then they're talking to me about this. Oh, dude, I hate that guy. And we're talking mad shit about him, man, because that guy was fucking weird, right? And we're having a good laugh. And well, I don't know why this was part of the story was relevant again. Oh yeah, shit. Let me get back to that. So we're having a good laugh, and we're moving on. And then eventually, right, we go to eventually we get out of there, and she's making fun of the guy, constantly making fun of the guy. And there's this kind of inter-beef drama between her and one of the friends in the friend group about this and that, and then like it gets really awkward on a later occasion. And there's this, and what I noticed is, well, this woman will not stop talking about drama, bro. Just, it cannot be that deep, bro. Just let it be, bro. And they're just like a bit sadistic, you know what I mean? Like, that person who just fucking loves that drama, bro. They just love insulting people, like shit on people. It's just like, oh, bro, like, these are people you know for years, right? But either here or dark, either here or there, right? So we start going to movies every week, and we're in the movies, right? And she's not exactly my type. Like, she's not exactly my type, you know what I mean? But like, she's chill, you know what I mean? I kind of started to have a bit of crush on her, That's how it is. So we're chilling, right? And then we're watching a movie, and we're doing this weird leg touch thing. And it's like, I don't know about you, maybe I'm just tapped, but like, when someone's intentionally rubbing up on your leg, and especially when it's on my side of the thing, like if I'm like spreading my leg. Okay, if I'm like taking up space, but if I got my legs tucked into my chair and you're still touching it, either you're spending up space, or like you're trying to do something. At least that's what I was thinking, right? And I think they just didn't notice, but I think it was very weird, because like, I don't know. I really don't like. I really notice when someone's touching me, but it's a very noticeable thing. It's not something I don't think about. Anyways, so we're talking eventually, right? And they're talking about like there's a bit of an age gap between us. She's 22 something, bro, and I'm 19. I was 19 at the time. The thing is, I look a lot older, right? Because I shave my head and I've got like a little bit of facial hair, so I generally get mistaken for a lot older. You know, you get some of the perks, right? So it's a bit weird to hear someone be like, "Oh, you youngin," right? Because usually I don't get that, you know. And then we're talking about dating, and they'd be like, "Ah, I never dated someone who's 19," right? And that was a specific age. We were talking about that, and it was just like, damn. There goes my chances. It's a bit shit, right? But like, you forget about it, we move on. We still hang on occasion, right? Because honestly, it wasn't that serious for me. And you know, year rolls by, right? And we're chilling in a restaurant one day. You know, we were friends for like the whole academic year, so it was some time on the belt. You know what I mean? And we're chilling in a restaurant one day, and there was this bullshit question, right? Like, who would you sacrifice if you're on a desert island or some shit? I know. And like, around the table are like, you know, a decent few people. You know what I mean? And they go to me. You sacrifice you. Nah, I can't lie. Fuck are you talking about? I've known you for how long? I've talked to you for every day for the past year, and you're talking some shit about of the people you know on this table. Some of you they barely had conversations with. You. Well, and that's just the kind of click, you know what I mean? You kind of know when a friendship's kind of just gonna finito, right? So time goes on, and then she meets this new person, right? And they be clicking, and I'm sitting in the chair in between them, bro, and it's weird, bro. It's like I'm sitting in a cup chair. It's unfortunate, bro, but what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? So lucky, I kind of just it was awkward, so I kind of just took an early leave. But it's weird just sitting there, like, and like, what am I supposed to do, bro? If someone's clicking with someone else, like, low key, might as well just call it quits at that time. So we're doing that, right? And I noticed they become less and less distant, more and more distant over time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, more and more distant. You know, and like, we ain't ever talk nothing and that, you know, shit happens. But friends drift apart, right? But notably, they started to become a bit passive aggressive, right? Like, like everyone I know will have invites to something, and I'll be sitting empty-handed, or they'll be we'll be in a like room talking like to each other, and the moment it's just the two of us, silence, and I normally just dip after that. But it's weird, right? Like it became to the point where if one time they approached me and tried to have a conversation with me, and I thought it was weird as fuck, because why are they trying to talk to me after this bullshit, right? Because like, it's not like unnoticeable. I asked a friend about this and he said, yeah, I noticed it too, man. So I'm not tripping, dog. You know, I can tell when someone's gonna be a dick. So that happens, right? And then eventually we do the last performance in society, and then we're going back, right? And it's like 12 o'clock at night, and it's a beautiful campus, right? So we're just chilling, we're walking, it's calm, all beautiful, right? And then we run into the guys of another society that I'm going to be running for next year. I'm like a treasurer for that society, right? And we're talking to them, right? And she's shit talking somebody, but she always is, but. And I'm just thinking, fuck, man, it's like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, you know what I mean? After a long day of performance and a hot summer day, but well, it wasn't summer at that time. I think it was like April, but. You have too much in your heart, fam. Like, I can't lie. Who the fuck can be bothered to be dissing on someone at that late in the day? Noticeably. No, I'm thinking this, right? And then we're talking about, hey, I'm not going to be here next Thursday. I'm going back to visit family. And then the guy in karaoke's like, oh, that's a shame. We like having you there. And then she goes, is it really? And then gives me a bit of side eye, right? And then, you know, everybody finds it kind of awkward, right? And there's a bit of silence, and they're like, oh, we gotta go. And then afterwards, right, they dipped off. I'm like, what the fuck is up with you, right? Because what are you doing, bro? Like, what am I listening to here? And then they storm off talking about something about eating off the floor, and I'm thinking that's weird, right? So flashback to a conversation I had 3 months ago, right? There was this person who ate off the floor, right? Right? In plain sight, and they didn't care. They were chill, bro. A very chill person. Love that person. Absolute great person, right? Beautiful person. They ate off the floor, and I respected it. At least they're being real about it, right? I was just like, once, yeah, it happens. Like, it wasn't like malintention. It was just something that actually happened. You know what I mean? She did eat off the floor. Like, she just picked up a crisp off the floor, and I said, she picked up a crisp off the floor. It's fine. You know what I mean? She's talking about like spreading rumors, right? And then I'm like, bro, is this the reason why you've been passive aggressive for over a month? Right? I'm sorry. You know? And shit, yeah, kind of my bad. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It wasn't exactly a secret, and I wasn't lying. It did happen. I mean, I saw it with my own 2 eyes, bro. But I'm sorry. Shit happens. My bad, bro. And we're talking, right? And like, I'm saying, is this why you've been passive aggressive for the last month? Saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Trying to gaslight him. Saying, I remember notably, like, this one conversation, like, they're talking about, well, I think you don't understand interactions with a lot of people. Which is condescending as fuck when, like, that's just straight gaslighting, but what the fuck are you talking about? Nevertheless, move onwards. What am I saying? Nevertheless, I have a conversation, but I said, I'm sorry, this and that, like, I won't be deep in like this, right? And I'd be like, dude, but you have been passive aggressive for a month, bro, and like, dude, if you genuinely hate me that much, just, ignore me, but I'd do the same to you. And yeah, ghosted me from that moment on, so I suppose I got what I wanted. But like, I didn't actually expect them to like hate me that much, bro. And to be fair, I really don't think they did. I think they just found like something new, moved on. And that all happens. Women be like that. That's how it is. Like I sent a message the next day, like an extended like voice note. Nothing. I get nada, no, zero, right? And I'm thinking to myself, it's probably for the better. Like realistically, I felt it's kind of a shitty feeling when you're just chilling in a friend group and some guy's running at your throat. Someone who used to be mates with, right? And you're just not anymore. So, hey, that happens, right? And a month goes by, I don't think about it, I did think about it, it's something that did make me sad, but a little sad. I'm not gonna pretend it's not slightly affect me. I'm gangster, not that gangster, but and then the month goes by, and then eventually, I have my friend, my absolute. How do I say this? I'm trying to give a compliment here, but I don't want it to be like, you're not beautiful. Beautiful is not the word, but that's a bit That's a bit far. My real mate, boy, he's a chill guy. He's real, you can keep it 100 with him. You know what I mean? And he's going to me about so what happened with you and ex-person? And I'm like, yeah, here's my side of the story. And they say, that's funny because I think it's just miscommunication between you guys. And that sounds like some bullshit, but nevertheless, he's really vouching for me to go make amends, but and we still sometimes we get in an awkward situation where it'll be the two of us hanging out in a friend group that's like 4 people, and it's a bit awkward. They're talking about they don't mind you, they just thought it was a bit like a lot of a lot of that. Yeah, maybe you can be the friends again, right? So I shoot a text message, right? Because I don't want to pull someone aside who isn't reading my messages in real life, because that's weird and creepy, I can't lie. Like, if they're not reading my messages, they don't want to talk. So I send another message. It probably gets left undelivered again, but I send it out. And yeah, ain't go nowhere, fair enough. Probably for the better. And then a few months go by and they're like, they read the messages and they felt really bad about it, right? I'm like, I'll send another message and I call it a day, bro, because at the end of the day, bro, someone's leaving you on go, someone's delivering you, bro, they're ghosting you, just call it a day. Not that much effort. And genuinely, this person is kind of a shitbag. Like, looking back, two of their closest friends, they have said pretty foul stuff about them, right? For like very little reason. Like, one person was depressed and dated like a toxic ex, and they never let them live that down. The other person is, I mean, they kind of deserve it, but you shouldn't be saying that shit about a friend for 3 years. I mean, I never liked the guy, but all in all, but I spent way too long tripping over someone who's just so much effort, but I can't lie. Like, that's the thing with emotional investment, but you put too much into too much into one export, and people be tripping, fam. And at the end of the day, I look back and realize they low-key fucked up, bro. I mean, shit. I wish the story was more entertaining, and I have other stories that are more entertaining, but I kind of just wanted to get this off my mind.